and it allows me to, yeah, I'm waving my hand in front of my drawing to forget what I was doing and to work on something new to fill out the drawing. And if your drawing's not coming out, if you're drawing with me, then everything is fine. Actually, it would be fun to see what people do, what they make. I I love almost everything. I enjoy from beautiful scenery drawings. Oh, some of the talent I've been seeing recently of people making almost photorealistic sketches or pencil drawings or paint. Uh, it's so amazing. I can't believe that people exist are that talented. It would be just to have people start making music, just to enjoy making music, like the Grateful Dead being the simple, not really simple, but just a jam band. To not do it for profit. I don't care about profit. I actually don't like money too much. It never sat well with me to have people give me money or to, if I didn't at least didn't earn it. You know, one thing that really surprises me is how much his eyebrows remind me of Spawn. I don't know why. Maybe that's where I pulled that from. I don't know. That this sketch is completely out of my head. I'm not trying to pull from a frame of reference. It's not supposed to look like anyone. It's just merely out of what I've been thinking. Though I could have done better on the eyebrows, I think. And you'll find that out later. Another thing that people have to, when drawing, just finish it. Just take what you're doing and finish it. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, silly, because surprisingly, even you are your own worst critic. Yep, see? See all the lines? Just get a gauge of how things will look when you're finished. Just work on it. Keep working on it. If you're unsatisfied with it, leave it and then come back to it. But it's important to remember finishing your projects, gaining a sense of accomplishment is always good. Even if it's not up to your standards, it's even so, it's still good to be able to finish your drawings. Right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put the lines where I plan on coming back and shade it, like, not really shading, it's moving, it's, I'm trying to think of it, it's blending, that's it. I want to be coming back and blending the lines in the direction that emphasizes that shape. So for the skull, the top of the skull above the eyebrow, I want to be rounding that off the best I can. Another thing is very important, very good to do, is gain a different perspective of things. It's always good to know perspectives, and that could be ranged to a lot of different things, like how because sometimes you'll be surprised that the way other people think sometimes might actually be a better way of thinking than the way you think. One of the lessons I learned from college is if you're stuck on a painting or you can't get symmetry, turn the paper upside down. Work on it upside down. As you can tell, my way of I sketch is literally almost having it perpendicular to me. It's really funny to actually watch myself doing something. I've never done this before. Mostly because I'll be honest with you, I'm not very self-absorbed. I don't really the only thing I do is make sure I know who I am, and that's it. As long as I know who I am, then everything will be okay. Right now, I'm trying to put the folds in your ear. It's the actual ear itself, and starting to put a little bit darker lines into it to get a emphasis on how deep that particular feature is. One of the biggest issues I had was drawing hair, facial hair, actual hair, mostly because how do you get, like, specifically because the style that I like doing, it's hard to get that stringy look while also being a solid mass, if you know what I mean. It's together, it's a collective, but it's also it's individual hairs coming together. The one is all in all is one. Full Metal Alchemist. It's good philosophy, honestly. I very much enjoy just the imagination of people. I think this is when I decided to turn it upside down. I guess I'm thinking. I am not moving at all. Oh, there we go. I must have been thinking of something. So yeah, this is just me talking. One of the things I wanted to go for was a stylistic of like Bob Ross, but not. I don't want to try to copy Bob Ross. He's too much of a good man. I want there to be someone that people can all of any race, creed, anything, to be able to come together and enjoy something simple, like drawing on a paper. Grab your number 2 pencil, because most people have that, and just get your idea out on a sheet of paper. Now, what I'm using right there is just a simple, I'm cracking my knuckles. What I'm using right there is nothing more than just printer paper and a number 2 pencil. Though I'm actually using 3 number 2 pencils. 2 of them have erasers, the other one doesn't. So, the 2 that I swap between the 2 number 2 pencils and then sharpening them as I go. Depending on how fine of a line you want to get, you want to have your pencil as sharp as possible. So, just like any sort of like knife, you always want, while carving wood, you want to make sure that it's sharp the whole time you do it to get the correct pressure and depth, sharpness of what you're working on. Now, the nice thing is that you're going to get to see 2 different drawings on the same one. So one of the things I really like is obtaining balance. The sun and moon, salt and fresh water. I like balance within myself, so I can have balance within my thoughts. To be able to just think clearly. Nothing is weighing on my mind as I do this. I allow all the thoughts to come and go. Become sort of absorbed inside my imagination. Oh, I'm bringing it closer. Yeah, you can see all the lines. I'm trying to draw lines in the direction that I think the facial structure would be best suited for. Of course, I'm no expert. I by no means am I an expert. I have seen the art of others, and I think one of the things we need to stop is we need to comparing ourselves to others is okay because it gauges where we are, but we shouldn't believe that we have to be other people. We should be exactly who we are. But how do you determine who you are? That's the interesting question. For me, you can say that I am an artist, but that's what I like doing. That's could be considered a job title. It could be, well, not really a job title. I don't get paid for this. Or maybe I might start a Subscribe Star or something. If it would, then I could do more. But we'll see. We should ever live in the ever present, not think towards the future. Oh, there's the tissue. There's my tissue. Now this is a technique that I learned in college, I think. You take the eraser side. No, I learned this in high school. Yeah, it was high school. You take the eraser, and because how the nature of eraser, it's sort of sticky, or it creates a lot of resistance against tissue paper, even though it's smooth. So you can twirl it around on your pencil and then grab it and have a easy smudge maker. Allows me to push the graphite lines that I made around, and it gives me enough material to create a shade on the face. God, this was possibly one of the most fun experiences I had, was drawing more of a darker complexion. Mostly because, I'll be honest, this was the first time I've ever done it. It was very, very satisfying. I enjoyed it a lot. Mostly because it was just, I got to play with more material on the face. I got to create a deeper expression. One of the things that I've noticed for darker complexion people, their facial features pop in the sunlight. I absolutely love, especially when you get a man and he has more muscular more muscular body. You can see the definition of each particular muscle. Almost you don't even need an X-ray. You can see how much love they put into their body. It's absolutely fascinating. Where then you have, on the other hand, I gotta see what I can do with tattooing of that would be so much fun. To be able to sketch out a tattoo on a person's face. Something tribal. Ooh, maybe I'll go for no, what is Hawaiian? Is it Hawaiian people considered Hawaiian, or are they considered something else? But you know what I'm talking about, like Moana, the guy that The Rock played, he had a tattoo all over his body that expressed his life. Something like that, to have a darker complexion but have a black cat tattoo on top of that. It'd be a very interesting challenge for me. Mostly because, again, it's outside my wheelhouse. We should always consider trying to push our skills. Because our skills only become better when we challenge it. Like our logic is only as good as how much it gets challenged. If we don't challenge ourselves, how do we grow? How do we become better people? How do we understand ourselves if we don't constantly keep coming back to how we think, how we live? And then there you go. And actually, sorry. I forgot I poked it all the way through. You gotta be very careful with tissue paper. Yeah, you almost got it. There you go. Yeah. You can't press too hard and you can't twirl too hard. You only need to get a quarter turn in, and that's plenty. Your eraser ends up acting as a good stop. And right now I'm putting the details into the face, smoothing it out. Now, of course, one of the issues is that I don't draw older men very well, and I get the general concept, but the wrinkles in the face, in how the sides of the eyes are done, I didn't really capture age. I captured age okay. I could have done better on that, which is fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. Had a bit of a burp there. Didn't want to have the audio spike on you guys. Now, one of the issues I also have is the top of the skull. To get the forehead appropriate, I think I brought that up a little too high. But it's looking good. I like the Fu Manchu. I just thought it was interesting. Some of you may notice that I'm a bit of a ginger beard. Yeah, my mom has strawberry blonde hair. It's funny. She has a photo of herself when she was younger and a painting of herself when she was a child, hanging up. It's a gorgeous painting. I love the painting. One of the things that I might do eventually, if I can figure out a correct setup, is I like to make stain art, taking wood stain and painting with it. I did it for a friend for his wedding. It was The Painted World from Dark Souls, the actual painting itself. I remade it for his wedding, made it all out of different stains. That was an endeavor that was quite interesting. It required maybe about 2 weeks. It was a lot of time. So the interesting thing about stain, sort of like I imagine oil painting, is like you have to build up the layers. When you put the initial coating down, the stain doesn't want to seep through to it, or if it does, it spreads out. So it was interesting trying to stain wood and create a painting out of it. It came out well. I liked it. I thought it did very, very, at least I did very, very well on it. And the person, there's my signature. See it? Though I think I might be changing up my signature just a tiny bit. Same concept, just tilted 45 degrees to the clockwise. I think that would be more aesthetically pleasing. Yep. So, originally I was going to start working on the second face, but I decided that I wasn't finished with the one on the right. But this is eventually I'll end up showing you what it's like to draw upside down. Though there's a few times where it's a jump cut where I had to walk away from my camera, do something, come back. So, just like I have to pause the audio once in a while. Again, I'm doing well. It's just a bit of mucus, that's all. Sorry, some people find that disgusting. Right now I'm trying to get more detail in the eye socket, so because our eyes actually, when moving, have a bit of a wrinkle in places, or they don't. In any case, I believe that having also eyelashes on your eyes of your character, even if they're men, is always important, because it gives a sense of realism. Now, the expression that I was going for wasn't anything particularly specific. Again, just sketching it out of my head, which is always fine. Nothing has to be perfect. Remember, this is what you see, and you go ahead and you make it. Never believe that you or what you're doing has to be perfect, but it should be the best that you can do. We should always strive to be the best that we are, to be as kind as we can be. Yeah, that's what that reminds me of. When I run my hand across the top of it, it kind of reminds me of when a witch has a crystal ball and they're doing that, or what is it? It's a gypsy, no, fortune teller. When a fortune teller is like looking at a crystal ball, they run their hands across their sight to make it look all mystical. What it does for me is allows me to forget the specific thing I'm working on, so it allows my brain to concentrate on another aspect to bring the image to life. No, I'm going back to the shading. Seems like I'm doing the forehead now. Again, starting to run out of things to talk about, which is fine. I'll probably, so just going back to my rabbit, one of the things that he likes doing is jumping up on my couch. He doesn't urinate on my couch or poops on a couch, which is, thank God. I know some people that have that problem with their rabbit, and thank God he doesn't like doing that. He prefers the spot that he's allowed to go to. But I think the most recent time he jumped off my couch, I think he sprained his leg a little bit. He was limping on it. Good news is he's doing a lot better. He's walking, he's running around, being silly, doing the bunny Olympics. Running back and forth, doing these little hops where he'll hop up in the air, but he'll turn his entire body around and then stand there as if he has no idea what he just did. Alright, so starting to run out of things to talk about. But I'll try to stay going for as long as I can. As far as let's talk about the channel. So what I want to try to do, I want to try to do ASMR, but what I'm more particularly interested in the people that ASMR, you get a reaction from, those that get a reaction from ASMR. Mostly because, I'll be honest with you, I don't get it. It's so, to me, it gives me a very visceral reaction. It feels like the center of my chest is being burned, a hole being burned through it. But my friend, he gets the tingles. But this was more of because I find people very, very interesting, and this is what I would consider an anomaly. That's not in a bad way. Believe me, it's not to have a negative connotation to it. It's just, not everyone gets it, which is something that absolutely fascinates me. So, a few things I was thinking about that I can do is, for one, test out different things like scratching the microphone or whatever. Put in the comments section what particular things you enjoy about ASMR, and try to be as descriptive as possible so I can have a better understanding, so I can the more information I have, the better I can construct a video that more people would enjoy. It seems like I'm actually running towards the end of the video. I only have about 4 minutes left, so I'll continue talking about the prospects of what I'm looking for. Specifically, like what textures, like the sound textures, like I think honestly, I think the people of the ASMR community could tell me more of what they enjoy. Like, a few things that I do know that people like is S's, different, soft speaking, of course, is one of the biggest things. S is help with it. Oh, I'm bringing it closer to show you that, again, it's not pretty. It's not perfect, but it is a drawing and I made it. Now, I'm not trying to patronize people or try to be rude. Actually, I'm not joking when I find it very fascinating. And it's something I would like to better learn, be able to do, maybe help other people understand themselves a little bit more, and quite frankly, that's all I can ask for. So, if you enjoy it, just give it a like, give it subscribe if you so desire. If I have created content worth subscribing to, it's all on you. This isn't really much for myself. It's so much so as like the ability to get some free time to do things that I enjoy, but to help others in any way I can. So, if people eventually think that my content is worth enough to actually spend money on it, just tell them, if you want to contribute towards it, eventually I'll make something. I'm not sure. I'm not a YouTube person, quite frankly. It takes a lot of, I have to get over the idea of talking into a microphone, because to me it's a bit irrational. Like I like working with my hands, so I was a contractor. Now, right now, due to the economy, it's not doing so well. So since I have the free time, I might as well see if there's anything else I can do to enjoy my time. So, all right. Well, it seems as if there's only maybe 2 minutes left. If you want to see the video all the way through, you're more than welcome to. Actually, I do greatly appreciate the time that you spent with me. Thank you. Oh, there's my coffee. All right, well, everyone have a good day, and Godspeed.